I got way off key. That's it. All right. That's our intro for. Oh, that was pretty cool. Hey guys, this is weird. I have new set. We're in a new office, but
same chairs.
Same chairs. So that's the chairs are really what matters. This is crazy.
Same people.
We've been. Are we? Every 7 years we're no longer the same people as we were 7 years ago. Because like all the cells like change. You know what I mean? So.
That's creepy.
So
actually, if you haven't noticed. Ta-da!
Whoa. It finally is a real beard.
Yes.
If you watch previous episodes, you'll see me attempting one.
Actually, on my Facebook memory page thing, your face popped up, and I was like, oh.
Little baby face.
Young Blake.
Young Blake. That's
crazy. I also wear a watch now.
I still don't.
Okay.
So.
Very biblical of a beard.
Yeah. I think we need to start like. Bible movies are big nowadays, and so I think we can like really start auditioning. You could be like John, like you could be the disciple of John, like the one that Jesus loved. I don't know if there was any Bible like blonde disciples though. I'd be like.
I thought you were gonna say John the Baptist.
Oh, that could work too.
No, he gets beheaded.
Well, I feel like John, the one that Jesus loved, gets stranded on an island and has visions of the end times.
That sounds fun.
But then he dies too, so that's
die.
martyr, right? Is he what's in right?
We all die.
Yeah. So.
Anyway,
all things come to an end, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And just like now, like, this is like our final episode. Like, this is the final bib. Like, wow.
The season of the bib is the era of the bib. The dynasty of the bib.
The dynasty.
It's
the Duck Dynasty.
The bib dynasty.
The bibs. Okay. So yeah, so it's cool that we get to like make one final one, but it is our last. And I literally say this every time. So I'm sure that some point in the future it would be like the final bib part 2.
Blake's moving on.
I'm moving to a different state.
I'm here.
He's staying here, but
sorry.
And he's tried to do it without me, and it was never the same.
It's not.
So, so yeah, this is the final bib. So we got a few good, really pretty cool. Oh no, don't do this now. Don't do this now.
Okay.
So we got a few
final segments.
Fun segments. And so the first one is, I don't know exactly what to call it. I think we'll call it That Looks Like. Okay? And so basically we enjoy looking at God's creation. Mm-hmm. Everything that God created. And one of the cool things is looking at clouds as they pass by and just like figuring out like, whoa, like what does that cloud look like? What does the cloud look like?
We do this with my daughter in the car.
So yeah. So but we're gonna do it with me on the lawn. And so earlier this morning we went and did that, and so here and we recorded it. So here is That Looks Like. Oh hey, that one's like a horse. Oh wait, no, it's like a dragon. Ow! Whoa! There's even some flames coming out of this now. That's pretty cool.
Oh look at classic rocket ship.
Rocket
Man.
Rocket ship. Oh. Well, no. I was gonna say it looks like a cloud, but that makes sense. That makes too much sense.
Yeah, cloud. Hey, look at it. It's Joab. He had the knife, and then he stabbed Jabez in the stomach twice, and his intestines spilled out. Hey, duck.
Oh, duck!
Yeah.
So cool. Wow. So wow. God's creation is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And it's just so cool. So like it's so vivid. Majestic. So so if you didn't know, we're moving on to our next segment, but if you didn't know, the Bible isn't boring is what the BIB stands for.
BIB.
The BIB. And I think the reason why a lot of people think the Bible is so boring is the way like who presents it and like who comes up with this, like not comes up but it tells the stories, because like in church you're like there's an old guy who's like talking at a mile a minute, mile an hour, mile a minute's pretty fast. It's just like, it's just
monotone.
monotone. It's just like, and this is what the Bible says. And he's already asleep. And so we think that the issue is like who's presenting it can make it go from boring to not boring.
Bib.
So we have a student. His name is Matt Murray, and he's gonna come in right now. And so yeah, we'll edit it. So we'll actually edit it so it looks like you just appeared. Okay, so I'm gonna snap again, and you're just gonna be like there in the video. So that's how we'll edit it that way. So hello.
Hello.
And he's gonna. This is a segment called In His Own Words, because Matt Murray is a great storyteller.
Yes, I am.
And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give him some prompts, give him some dramatic lighting, and he's gonna tell and bring to life some pretty cool stories in the Bible. So why don't you head over to the dramatic light wall, and so the first one that we're gonna turn off the lights, and the first story that I want you to do is Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
So this dude, alright, his name was Joseph, and he had like a bunch of brothers, and one day his dad was like, yo, since you're the youngest, I'm gonna give you this dope fresh fly coat. He's like, whoa, this coat is so sweet. So then after that, his brothers were like, I hate this guy, yo. Everyone hated him. And then he's like, yo, I had a dream one day, and then you were like all bowing down to me, I was the king, and they're all like, yo, this guy needs to go. So he took him, they threw him in this pit, yo, and then after that they sold him into slavery in Egypt, and then he was like in like a jail for like who knows how long, and then after that, some dude who's like telling dreams and stuff to people, and then like all of a sudden they're like, whoa, I'm second in command in Egypt now. So yeah, that's basically all that happened.
All right. The next story that I want you to do is Daniel in the Lion's Den.
Okay, so there's this guy, right? His name is Daniel. Okay, so one day Daniel's living in this place, and the king's like, "Yo, I'm making everyone pray to me from now on." And Daniel's like, "I ain't having that." So he's praying to God still, and all of a sudden these people come around from nowhere, and they're like, "Yo, you can't be doing that!" So they throw him in the den, Daniel. And then all of a sudden he's in the lion's den, and like he's like petting lions and stuff. And God's like, "Yo, you're all good, man. The lions won't hurt you." And then he's like petting them, and it's like dogs to him, and he's like, it's like family, yo. And then all of a sudden he's out, and the king's like, "Yo, I did this all wrong." So then like the whole entire like kingdom is like praising Jesus after that.
Wow, great. All right, third story we're gonna do Jonah and the Great Whale. You got that?
So there's this dude, right? His name is Jonah, and he's going, and he's like, he's talking to God, yo, and God's like, "Yo, I want you to go to Nineveh and preach to the people, tell them my name." And he's like, "Oh, I don't want to do that though." So then after that, he just like went on his own. He got on his boat. He's going somewhere, and all of a sudden, like the storm gets all rocky, and he's like getting thrown around. People come in and like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "It's all my fault." So he like sacrifices himself into the water, and this fish eats him, right? And he's living in the belly of the fish for who knows how long. And he's like, comes up on sea, and he's like, "Man, I'm going to Nineveh." So then he goes to Nineveh, preaches the good Lord's name, and then all of a sudden it goes all back to good now.
All right. What else do we want to do? How about the parable of the prodigal son? You think you can handle that one?
I can do that one.
All right.
So there's this guy, right? He's living with his dad and his brother on this farm, and one day he's just like, "Screw this, I'm done here." So he goes up to his dad and he's like, "Yo, give me my cash." So he gives him this cash and he's off, and he's just goes, does his own thing. You know, he's partying, getting chicks, liquor, and drugs, and he's just having a good time to his standards. And all of a sudden, one day he's like, "Crap, I ain't got no money left." So after that, he's just like, "Well, I guess I gotta eat pig slop then." So he's eating pig slop, and then he comes back home, and his dad's like, "What's good, my dude?" And then he all of a sudden, like, I don't even know, man. His brother's all pissed. He's like, "You killed the fattened calf for him! I ain't even gonna go!" And he gets a fattened calf. It was just, oh. And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Make me your servant," you know. And then like the dad's like, "No, you're family." So then he gives him like a ring, the robe, the fattened calf, and his brothers all ticked off at him. And then all of a sudden, like, his brothers all ticked, and that's about it. You know, they all don't live happy ever after, I think.
All right, these are great. These are really bringing the Bible to life. So the last one, let us do David and Goliath.
So, there's these two armies, okay? The Israelite army and the Philistine army. And all of a sudden, there are these two hills, and there's a valley in between them. And one day, the Philistine army comes down, they got this big dude, right? His name is Goliath, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Goliath's like, "You wanna face me? I'm gonna kill everybody!" And then all of a sudden, like, the Israelite army's like, "Yo, we ain't facing this guy." And then, like, the king's like, was supposed to be the guy who goes to fight him, and then, like, they didn't want to fight him. So then all of a sudden, like, this guy called David comes out of nowhere, he's like, "I'll fight this guy." Goes out into the river, he's like, boom, boom, 2 stones, put him in a slingshot, boom, and kills him. And then he chops his head off, and that's about it.
Wow. If you're not bored after that, then he's done his job. If you are bored after that, there's something
Bib.
seriously
Bib.
wrong with you. Thank you, Matt,
Bib.
for that. Thank you for that. Those amazing stories.
You just bibbed it.
So this last segment that we're gonna do is called, we're calling it Bibmoji.
Bibmoji.
And basically, we're gonna like type out a bunch of emojis. I'm gonna show mine to Pastor Brandon. He's gonna show his to mine. And basically, we're gonna try and like capture something in the Bible through emojis. Okay, and he's gotta try and guess what it is, and then we'll see if we can get it. So let's take a little bit and type out these emojis. So all right, wow. So I've got mine. Do you have yours?
I got mine.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you mine first. Okay.
Okay.
So here
Are you
you
gonna
go.
show the camera?
It'll appear on the screen. It'll be
Okay.
like right here. So, you want to just read out the emojis and then try and guess what it is.
Okay, so we got a clock, explosion, moon, earth, the no sign, like a notepad, and a ghost, and an ocean wave.
What are you thinking?
So time, explosion, moon, earth. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Whoa.
And there was no something. Oh, and His Spirit went over the earth.
This is the last one. What's the no what?
No form.
No form. Yeah.
No
So
form.
the earth was without form.
My God, the earth was
So-
without form, and His Spirit was over the earth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the first couple of verses
That's
of Genesis
pretty
in
cool.
emoji form. Isn't that pretty cool?
Pretty
So,
creative.
now, why don't you go ahead and show me yours? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we got the smiley face with the tongue out,
Yeah.
the poop emoji, the no sign, like me,
Mhm.
stack of money,
Mm-hmm.
the like questioning guy, a light bulb,
Mm-hmm.
guy with mustache,
Mm-hmm.
money,
Mm-hmm.
poop sign,
Mm-hmm.
just the tongue,
Yeah.
smiley face,
Yep.
with like a wide smile. Then he's kind of like, then he's like, and then he's like really sad, and then he's like sick, and then he's got like a face mask on, and then a poop emoji again.
Mm-hmm. But here's a little. You need a hint.
Yeah.
The first two aren't poop emojis. Come on.
Okay, so if they're not poop emojis,
They're clearly chocolate ice cream.
what?
Yeah.
You got it. What is this? Like
You
I
don't
don't
get it yet?
No.
Oh wait. Wait. I forgot something. There we go. Now it's better. Now you'll get it.
The cross emoji.
Yeah.
So, guy wants chocolate ice cream,
Yes.
but he has no money,
Yeah.
and so he's like, huh.
Yeah.
And he has an idea.
Uh huh.
So he goes to another guy, like his dad.
Yeah.
His dad.
Yeah.
And his dad buys him ice cream,
Yeah.
and then he licks it,
Yeah.
and then he's happy at first,
Yeah.
and then he starts to get sad,
Mm.
sadder. And
Yeah.
he's sick.
Yeah.
Is he like lactose intolerant?
Yes.
And then he has, so the last one is poop. So
Yeah.
Because he's lactose intolerant,
Yeah.
he poops.
Yeah.
And then a cross. So Jesus.
But wrap it all together.
Jesus.
It's like when Paul says in Philippians chapter 3, all our good works combined are still like a pile of garbage. We'll get there one day. Bib.
Okay, well, as long
I know,
as,
like
as you get it.
Thanks.
As long as you understand.
Thanks.
And that's great.
Yeah.
Here's a challenge. Write out the entire Bible in emoji form. I think
Oh.
there's somewhere, I think that's somewhere. Exclude Brandon's, because I don't think people will get it. But,
That's contextually right.
okay. Yep. So, cool. Well, that's it. That's the final bib. So, wow.
It's been solid.
Unlike that guy's poop after his ice cream.
You know,
So,
if it all comes down to it, the bib was created for a timeline of your beard growth. I think it was worth it.
that's what it was, to show my growth into manhood. So, well, let's hug it out. This is our last one.
Our beards. Don't let them touch.
Yeah, we can't. Wow.
At last, my plan has finally come to fruition. I got Blake hired in Chambersburg, and now they could never film another episode of The Bib. This is so amazing.
Bro!